Hello, this is some Imperial Fist of Dawn, or the brand new channel that you're watching this now on is Fist of Dawn, which is a pseudonym for the Fist of the North Star manga that I genuinely like, and thought it would be a very interesting thing to add to the army. You'll see in the coming videos. Today's video, on the hand, is a battle report, where it's 2,000 points of Imperial Fist versus 2,000 points of Word Bearers. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck is going on with the points? Well, my friend, this is only war. A lore, quote-unquote, accurate, unquote, version of a tabletop game set in the 40k universe that I created myself. Units are lore accurate to a point where it's not broken, or I try not to make it broken, and it is fun. I've had a couple people tell me that they genuinely liked it. So based on those few peer assessments, I'm going to show you the army, starting with this one first because it is the smallest and easiest to go through. We have a Lord, Chaos Lord, with hammer, sword, and plasma pistol. The sword is going to be a demon that he may or may not be able to use throughout the game. Behind him is a 4-man infantry squad of Chaos Space Marines at 200 points per model. Very expensive. A Forge Fiend, I think. No, that's a Venom Crawler. Oopsie. 2 units of Devastators. That's 2 units. A Hell Brute, I think, in the back. I forgot the name of this one. It's a Hellforge Contemptor Dreadnought. There you go. With a... what was the name of that one? It was a Plasma Incinerator or something? Or, some type of plasma thing. Each one of these beautiful models was painted by yours truly. And, of course, I forgot about the demon points. Demon points are what you spend on the army, after you tally up all the points. And during this phase, you can calculate all the demon points that you wish to spend. You only get the baseline model and any other free options, but you get free units to add to your army. So let's see what free units I will acquire as we speak now. Here are the 3 free units I got with my demon points. You get a specific amount of points depending on how many points the game is going to be worth. And every unit in the Chaos Space Marine Codex has demon points of what they are worth per model. And you could spend extra demon points to get more weapons, like I did with this champion of my legion, with a power maul to bash the skulls in of the Imperial lapdogs. And then, of course, my old Chaos Space Marines, back when I first started getting into the hobby. That's another infantry squad like that one. And then a Terminator, because why not? And I paid for all the extra points, too, for this. So, he sucked up all of the demon points. I think my favorite part about this guy is his shoulder icon. On both sides. And yes, 2,000 points of Chaos Space Marines. Word Bearers. Now to the Imperial side. Alright, now this might look like a lot more, but I'll tell you right now, they might get friggin' annihilated. We'll see. We have a chaplain in Terminator armor with 2 Terminator bodyguards, armed with Thunderhammer and Storm combat shields. On the left and right, we'll have 2 10-man infantry squads. This one's armed with a powder sword, bolt pistol, 4 plasma guns and bolter boys throughout the rest of the squad. They'll be going in the drop pod. Over here, on the other infantry squad, we have a power fist, 3 grav guns, a vox caster, and more bolter boys. Fast attack, we have a devastator bike squad, and then a squad, it's just 1 unit, and 3 assault bikers. Dead center, we have a Contemptor Dreadnought of the Relic Age, of when the Emperor himself still walked upon us. In the back, we have a Predator and a drop pod, the old one that's still opened up, as you can see. And inside is also painted. I opened it and that frickin' the bells chimed. This one, the Predator is armed with a standard Predator autocannon on the top, 2 las cannon sponsons, a dozer blade in the front, and a storm bolter. The Rhino is just the Rhino. And that is 2,000 points of Imperial Fist. We'll get into Warlord's traits and everything else later. After very much talking and counseling with the dark gods, if you will, we figured out what the Wood Bearers are going to be taking. They have an army ability of True Believers, which allows every unit to say a battle hymn or a prayer on activation. The Warlord will be taking Exalted Possession, which means he gets +3 actions or melee attacks, +1 to wound, and a 4+ feel no pain. And on death, I roll 1d6, and this only works once per game, where on a 1, he's truly dead. On a 2 to 5, he's thrown back in reserves, and on a 6, he's ascended to demonhood, becoming a demon prince. He's also be taking Olohal Axe on his sword, which, if you couldn't see already, is a demonic blade. This demonic blade will only work on a d6 roll of 2 or higher. If I ever roll a 1, the sword will be fused to its scabbard for the rest of the game, refusing to work. But it automatically wounds any target it hits on a 3 or higher, no matter what their armor toughness or anything else like that may be. He's also going to be carrying Book of the Revealer, which allows the whole army to auto-pass morale. And that is the Wood Bearers' army, well, entirely. Now we go to the Loyalist side. The Loyalist, on the other hand, will have Stubborn Heroism, which means the full army also automatically passes morale. The army trait that the Imperial Fist have is Stubborn Defense. And another thing as well, which I can't see because the page is flipped over on me because of the wind. Oh well. Anyways, anytime that they are in, on, or behind a terrain piece, they get a 5+ cover save on top of any other saves that they would normally make. And they get +1 to morale normally, and +1 to hit with any bolter weapon. So anything with the term bolter, bolt, or anything like that will get +1 to hit. The Warlord trait he's wearing is Relic Armor, which gives him +2 to his armor and a 3+ invuln save. Now, we can get ready for the game. Now, if you're wondering, what makes this version different besides the point values? It's going to be how the game itself plays. If you've ever played Bolt Action, Kill Team, or any other game besides GW, you will come to find that most games outside of Warhammer and anything under the GW thumb tends to have oscillating game turns, as opposed to my turn, your turn, which is what most card games and Warhammer and Horus Heresy work with. My turn, your turn is basically your whole army goes, you do your own thing, and then once you're completely done, it's now the other person's turn. I don't like that. I've not been a fan of that for a while, and I thought it was just me, that this game kind of sucks, and I don't want to just throw away this whole army. This whole army. Only because I don't like the way the game plays. So I branched out, looked around, and here we are. I made my own Frankenstein's model of a game, which you, the lovely viewer, can play for free. It's on the Patreon. I'll be posting rule updates, new codexes for all the different armies, and if there's a specific faction you want to see, get a rulebook such as Clones for the Clone Wars if you play Legion, or Empire, Droids, Rebels, you name it. Even if you play Shatterpoint, there are rules for you. Maybe you play that new one for the Gundam kits that's still somehow GW, which is weird. Maybe you play that one, or you want to use your actual Gundam models. You can. Just let me know and I'll make a rulebook for you. And what units you want to be thrown in there. I'll be doing this for free on the Patreon. And if you want to toss me a few coins to your local witcher, you can. There as well. Because the YouTube is down. And this will be my first video on this channel. Because the other one got nuked because GW said, not for you. Anyways, let's begin with the game. And here we are with the table setup. And deployment of both units. Sides. Drop pod is in reserves, of course. Terminators are on the table because I need them to be. Same for this side. All units are on the table. The game we're playing is Planetary Onslaught. The air is completely surrounded with the explosions of planes, and the sky is full of shrieks and explosion as dogfighting continues on as the planet fights on the surface. These two forces will come together in a spearhead to see who claims the ground. Because without the ground forces, you're not fighting over anything at all. There are 5 objective markers set on the table, with the center one being, well, supposed to be protected by a stronghold, but I kind of ran out of buildings because I'm poor. Each point is worth 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4. While the center one is worth 5 victory points. At the start of every game turn, both sides will be able to call in an airstrike. There are 4 different types of planes that be called down. A strafing fighter, a fighter bomber, attack aircraft, or a bomber. Each one has a template and how much it will do for shots, depending on who is hit. So, let us start the game off by removing my thing here and seeing which side will go first. Woodbearers, Imperial Fist. Looks like Woodbearers go to go first, which means they get to call in a plane. And what type of plane do they receive? An attack aircraft. Let me get everything ready for that. So, because they can't really see much of anything, we're gonna shoot those bikers over there. They're the easiest to take down, probably. So we get 2d6 plus 3 shots. So 7. So 10 shots. Hitting on 4s because it's a plane. They haven't moved yet, so they don't get the -1 to hit modifier. Woo! So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 shots that hit. Wait. 6. My bad. I can't count. I'm looking through the camera. Ah! Alright, so, like I said before, this game is almost like regular Warhammer. Except for the fact that a lot of the stats and stuff are different. So, the attack bike squad has a armor stat of 9. While the attack aircraft has a armor penetration value of 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need 4s to wound the bikes. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 go through. But because they are Space Marines and they're wearing power armor, they have Armor of Contempt, which is a special rule that all Space Marines get, even the heretic ones. Theirs is a little bit special because their armor and war gear has been crescented with age and value over the years. Millennium of war. So, on a 1, nothing happened. On a 2 or 3, they just take a pin which reduces their morale, which doesn't matter. So basically nothing for this game. On a 4 or higher, they lose a wound. Now mind you, each one of them only has 1 wound. So if they die, they die. Normally, that would be the case. But I have an apothecary. So as long as the apothecary remains alive, they'll just be sleeping on the table. The apothecary will have to run over and pick them back up. So, Armor of Contempt. Good. Not good. Not good. Oh, that's a squad wipe. Oh, that was a squad wipe. They can't be brought back from that. All 3 are dead. Turn 1. Wow. Now we go to the Imperial Fist side of things. Now that the bikers are dead, let's see what type of aircraft they receive. They call one in. Same one. They get the same one. 2d6 shots. Oh! Oh my god. You heard my inner orc come out from that one. Alright, here we go. On 4s. Wait, +3. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Ooh, that wasn't as good. But still better. Alright, so. You know what? Who am I shooting? I never even thought about it. Uh-oh. Let's go with these bolter boys right there. I'll be needing 4s to wound them. Their armor stat is 9. Ooh. This is armor penetration value 5, so 4s again. 2 fail. So that's exactly 6, 7, 8. 8 went through. Alrighty. Demonic armor incursion. Good. Good. We'll save that for later. Save that for later. Sorry if the microphone is picking up my titty. It's my titty is touching the microphone sometimes when I bend down because I'm getting buff. I'm working out a lot, that's all. Oh, that's a good one too. Dang. My muscles involuntarily flex. 2 trucks. All right. So because they rolled a 4, that should be death. But because they are Chaos Space Marines, they have... I forgot what the name of it was. I think it was like Warrior Incarnate or something like that. So now, on a roll of a 5 or 6, they don't die. First one. That's dead. 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 Oh. That's all 4 dead. That's another squad wipe. Let me actually show you this one. They're dead. At least it was the free ones. Alright, now I'll actually show you the process of how this works. So, when you play this, there are a couple smaller rules you need to remember. It's nothing big or special, honestly. It's just how to play the game. And I always have my little handy-dandy pamphlet here, which has a whole bunch of pages and stuff, the small rule changes and stuff like that that come to the game as I go. It's honestly just 3 pages, 3-4 pages. So, you get orders. On a 1, they fire, which means they can't move, and they get to fire their weapons twice. On a 2, they can advance, which is their regular movement, which for Space Marines is an 8 inches, while standard humans only move 6. And then they can shoot once. But because there's no one within range, which I could use this actually as a good line of sight for how long the range is. So if I hold like this, that's 20, 24. If I go like this, that's 36. Yes. So if I move the 8, that's here, I'd be able to just barely touch the point there. So what I would need to do is, number 3, run, which can also be used to charge into combat. So charge into combat, if you're outside of 12 inches, the enemy can automatically fire Overwatch on you. If you're within 12 inches, you're automatically immune to Overwatch and just charge into combat automatically. And combat works basically how it does in Kill Team, where everyone rolls a hit, and then you either block or hit the attack. Some units, like champions and others, get free blocks, especially if you're part of the Emperor's Children army. You get a crap ton of free combat abilities. But we're not talking about Emperor's Children, we're talking about the Word Bearers. And because I'm going to be activating this little infantry unit here, or the Lord actually, you know, I'm going to do the Lord. Fuck it. We're starting with the Lord. He's going to run. That's 3. And because I'm activating him, I can activate 3 other units. So I'm going to go boom, boom, boom. Now for the start of the game, this is no problem. No, not those 2. They're range. They're good range. Not them. No, 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 no. No. You know what? Terminator and Champion. Yeah. I gotta get my screen out first. Whatever. So they're just gonna run. I'll show you what the table looks like after that. After a thorough look through all the different prayers and battle hymns that could be used from my army, the Terminator decided to use a battle hymn of I Walk by My Faith in the Dark Gods, which allowed him to advance another 3 inches. This one, and those 2, or this one here, those 2, decided to give me D3 command points. That is why it was always so hard to record sometimes, because I just constantly hear the train. Anyways, so that is 4 command points added to the already max of 20 that I have acquired. So I'm over the limit so far. And the last one decided to go, since he can only do prayers and battle hymns, everyone else is stuck with just battle hymns, he decided to go with 2 Zinch dice. Zinch dice are, well, let me give you a lesson in playing Chaos. When you play Chaos, you can give everyone a demonic icon, and each one of these icons gives them a power. You know what? Let me show you the book. Some marks of Chaos. Mark of Corn. 5+ feel no pain while charged in melee combat, and +1 extra attack on hit rolls of 5 or higher. Zinch on activation of the unit. Roll 1d6. This dice is rolled as a Zinch dice and can be changed out for any hit, pen, invuln save, pass or deny a spell, and lastly, any feel no pain save. Nurgle. Any unit with this gets a 5+ feel no pain, and on death, roll of 6. On the 6+, the fallen Maul gets back up from the dead to continue on. Slanesh, all hit rolls of 5 generate 1 extra shot, and for melee as well, along with the 6+ feel no pain. Undivided. Unit can re-roll 1 failed dice of their choice. Gain a 5+ feel no pain. Get extra shots on hit rolls of 5. Same for melee. And my whole army is undivided. Now we're going on to this side, and I'm going to activate this unit. It's going to move up its regular 12. I don't need to measure, I already know. It's going to go there. And now for shooting. Let's see. I can't see anything. And it's not because the camera's bad, it's actually because you can't see anything. So, for now, I think that shadow in that window right there is probably the only thing that I could probably see. Right there. Yes, that's that unit right there, that infantry squad. Oh. Let's see. This window and these two. You're closer. I'm gonna shoot you. I'll do it for this video. I don't know if I want to do it for all the others. I just want this to be like a quick, fast-paced battle report. So here we go. I already rolled. So for the autocannon, Predator autocannon, here we go. Hitting on 4s because I moved. 5s because I'm shooting through this building. And another one because I'm shooting through this building. So I'm hitting that unit on a 6. Boom, 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 boom. 1 hit. Predator autocannon pen stat is 7. And the Lord is a 10. So 7, 8, 9, 10. I need a 3 or higher to wound. Hooah! Hey, I got a 3. Chaos Lord. Sigil of Corruption, a 4+ invuln. Here. Uh-oh. You know, no, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that 4 for later, just in case I need it. Armor of Corruption. 2, we're fine. Alright, last but not least, the las cannons. From this into him, hitting on 6s. Each one dealing 2 wounds. They both miss. Nothing happened. Don't worry about it. And with that, they're done. Now we go back to Chaos. I'm probably going to activate one of the other units over here and try to fire back. Alrighty, so I decided to advance him there. And because I paid for him to have the Slaneshi icon, he gets to fire twice. There are unit upgrades that you can purchase before the game even starts. Each one of them, all the Chaos Gods, have their own banners, which add specific values to whatever unit you attach it to. That one allows him to shoot one more time. I also paid 3 command points for the Slaneshi, Roaring of Thunderous Guns, to shoot a 3rd time. So I'm shooting this rocket 3 times on that baby. Alrighty, so that's gonna be... Where are these units at? Havocs, there we go. Havoc, rocket launcher, crack missile, 8. 10, 8, 1 shot, 48 inches. I think that is perfect. But let me measure just to be sure. Because I don't want to be spouting nonsense. Ooh, sorry for the ruler jump scare. So that is, let me triple check. 50 inches, my bad. Oh, this, never mind. I probably don't need to do this at all. Let's see. So, one end is here. The other end goes beyond that, so we're good. I could actually hit the Contemptor Dreadnought too if I wanted to. You know what? I will do that. I'm going to do the first 2 shots into this one, and then the last shot into the Contemptor. So let's do this. So, 1, 2. Oh boy. So that is 3, 4, hitting on 5s. So, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5s. Hitting on 5s. They ignore movement. The negative to hit for moving and shooting. That's 1 hit on the vehicle. And on the Contemptor Dreadnought, hooah! That's also a hit. Starting with this one, who has an armor stat of 9 from the front, thanks to the dozer blade I gave it. Yep. Oh! You know what? I thank the great gods that Tzeentch allowed that rocket to hit. Look at that. This is why we roll Tzeentch dice. Now for the Contemptor Dreadnought in the back. Hiya! Ow. That one missed. That one was meant to miss. Wait. Reroll hit rolls a 1. I'm saving that Tzeentch dice then. Fuck, I forgot. Rerolling the 2. Hey! Bada boom! Alright, now we rolled a wound. So, I need 9, so that is 8, 9, so a 2 or more. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that. Hey, there we go. This is why they prayed for extra command points, because their god, which is apparently me, rolling for them, needed their extra faith. So, that one got hit with a crack round nonetheless. Contemptor Dreadnought. Let's see, I forgot what that one has for stats. It's been a while, I've never really used it on the table, because I never really get a chance to. It normally stays at home in its sheltered container. 13? 8. I need a 5 to wound it. Hooah! Boom. Boom, boom. Yeah. It only does 1 wound though, so both of them should be fine, especially Contemptor, who has 3 wounds. He's 300 points. He needs to be worth the... He needs those health points. Come on, man. I never use them. Alright, here we go. Armor. Oh! Loses a whole point. Also loses a whole point. So, down to 2. Down to 1. Now we go to the Imperial Fist side, where honestly all I'm going to do is have this one rush. So, 12, 24. To there. And just to prove a point, so 12, 24. So that means they're actually there. I was slightly off. But I rectified it, so we're good. Alright, so that was a run for the Imperial Fist. Now we go to this side. And I'll be right back after I figure out what I'm going to do with them. Alrighty, I figured out what I was going to do. The Venom Crawler, which was right here, decided to go full run and crawl up the building. Yes, the Venom Crawler can actually crawl up and down buildings, as long as they stay where you want them to be intended to be, which is why I removed the base on mine. And now we go back to the Imperial Fist side. I'll be right back after I'm done with this. Alright, so the bike decided to advance up to there. So that way we're on the point. And that allows them, because that is well within range, to shoot the Venom Crawler. I'll be right back after I'm done shooting through the window to the wall. To sweat that drip down. I decided to record this because I got a little interesting things that I'm doing. So, since I'm playing Imperial Fist, I'll be able to do bolter drill, which allows me to fire my bolters twice. But because I already gave him a advance, right, I gave him advance, not fire. But wait, he's a Devastator, so he gets to shoot his weapon twice. What does this mean? No, it doesn't mean you get to shoot it 4 times. That means you get to shoot it thrice. So, 1, 2, 3. 3 sets of 4 for the Storm Bolter. So, the bolter is 24 inches, which this is just barely within. I moved. That's -1 to hit. But because I'm playing Imperial Fist, I get +1 to the bolter hit roll. So it goes from 3 to 4, back down to 3. The Venom Crawler, armor's value is 8. The pen value of bolter rounds is 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to need 5s to wound it. That doesn't count. It didn't go in the thing. Aha! That's still not great. But it's just bolters. What do you expect against other Space Marines? So that is exactly 4 that went through. Wait, this was the hit roll. What am I doing? That was the hit. Now we wound on 5s. It got worse. It got so much worse. Only 2 went through. Good at hitting. Damage, not so much. Alright. Armor Contempt. Uh-oh, that's... Oh. Uh-oh. On a 5 or higher, the value stays. But... Oh, they ignore that. That's not good. But thankfully, we have a heavy bolter. So this should counter this, at least a little bit. I hope. That's a 5 to the pen value, so hitting on 3s. Oh. 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 3s to wound. That's a 4, I think. I'll check back in the video. But otherwise, all of them go through. Let me check the video real quick. I was right. It was a 5. So we're good. This many armor contempt saves on this. The Venom Crawler. That is good. Not good. 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 No. Oh boy. So, it's not a infantry or marine. So it takes the vehicle stats as opposed to the regular ones. So, yeah. Yep. So if you couldn't tell, this is a wound. You know what? Oh, yeah, that goes through anyways. Boom. It only has 2. So, Venom Crawler down. Retaliation fire. Ran to there. That's all he did. Prayer. D3 command points. Nah. I like the Zinch dice better. Another 4 and a 2. Back to the Imperial Fist. So, the chaplain decided to say a prayer which allowed him to bring faith to those around him, allowing him to activate the chaplain and the Contemptor Dreadnought within range. So, this whole section. So everyone ran forward, which gives me all this new open space back here for my books and shit. If I had any to throw here, which I don't today because everything is on another table. But I still have a drop pod and a rhino full of units to go. And over on the other side, we still have 2 more units left to activate on their side. And I think I'm just going to give the prayer for this one to move another 3 inches forward. And then this one is going to run. And that will be the end of game turn 1. So, both sides are tied. 2, 2, 2, 2. So that is 4 victory points for both sides. Marker. And a marker. Normally when you shoot another unit, pin markers are involved in all that. But because everyone auto-passes morale, it doesn't really matter. So let me just do the movement, shooting, and see if anything changes before I go to the official turn 2. The only thing that changed is that this one little duder moves 6 inches, but because I'm word bearers, I get to do a prayer of 3 inches advance extra movement. And then I spent 3 command points, bringing me down to 17 on this side, to shoot twice with the Slaneshi keyword because I'm undivided. So I could choose whatever frickin' god I want to pray under. It doesn't matter. I'm under all of them. So that allows me to shoot twice with my 12-shot flesh metal guns on this rhino, which is the only thing that's within range. I'm gonna save some of my shots. I'm only gonna do 6 for now. I'm going to save that for later. Starting with the first 6. Hitting on 4s because I moved. So, my shots are going to be, let me roll this for it. 6, 7. 7 to the pen. So 7, 8. I need 2s or higher to wound it. All 3 go through. Don't mind that bird. It always does that. Especially whenever anyone's outside in the backyard, because it made a nest in the backyard. And it does that to ward off predators. So that constant beeping, you could just imagine, is the rhino trying to swerve its way out of the way. There's the horn right there. Alright. Vehicle. Armor stat. Oh! The rhino is dead. There's exactly 10 Marines inside. On a roll of a 1, that is 1 slain Marine as they exit the vehicle. They're all fine. We'll be right back after they exit. They move 8 inches out. I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to spend command points for Pain is a Lesson, which allows them to get a 5+ feel no pain. So after moving and the thing being set ablaze on fire from the explosion, they exit the vehicle and now are behind cover. Now, the rest of these shots will go into them. So that is going to be hitting on 4s because they're behind cover now. Oh, that's not good. At least it took down the vehicle. That's one thing. If you're going to tell, Chaos is pretty strong. So, those are the hit rolls. So 6, 7, 8, 9. So, oh boy, this will just tear through their armor. As long as I don't roll a 1. There are 3 1s in there. You know what? I think I only see 2. I only see 1. That actually, yes, I only saw 1. Yes, I only saw 1. 1 that was rolled. They got a change yet again. Saves the day. So that is going to be 7 saves that the Imperial Fists need to make. Starting with cover saves on 5 or higher. Behind cover, cover save. Oh, dang. Pain is a Lesson. I already spent the command point down to 17 now for the Imperial Fist. 5 or higher for Pain. Oh. My armor wasn't in the thing. We're good. Let's go. Nothing happened. We're fine. And that, everyone, is game turn 1 for this game. A lot of death has already happened, and a lot of units are already gone off the table. So now, let us begin game turn 2. Since they won the last roll off, they get to go first. What do they roll this time? A 3. Imperial Fist. A 6. They go first. Which brings me to the next point. Planes. So first one. Calling it in. Come on, give me a good one. Bada boom! A light fighter. And chaos, they don't call it in. It comes in the next game turn, so they get 2 next game turn. I'll remember that by putting this next to the red dice. Blue's on its own. Let me clean up some stuff, move some things around, and we'll continue on with game turn 2. Before I do anything, let me actually do the strafing fighter. So 2d6 shots. Not bad. So that's 6 shots. I don't like you. We're shooting you. On 4s. It still didn't hit. Alright, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need 6s to wound him. Oh no!
It fell. It fell.
Nothing happened. No planes. No plane. Nothing happened. Okay, so that's that. We'll now move on to Imperial Fist turn 1, which is going to be an advance order onto this vehicle, which allows it to go through here, over to here, over this way, and I already sidelined everything, so in this specific position, wait, there, thanks to me knowing him, so this last cannon can shoot this, and the rest of these, if I pivot this way like so, this last cannon can't shoot anything, but the autocannon can shoot at this guy up here. I don't know what he's gonna do, but I don't like him. So that is 3 shots with that one. 4 autocannon shots going into that one building. 1 hit, I mean. On a 2 or higher. Boom. Boomba. He's dead. He is alive. Never mind. He's fine. Don't worry about it. Nothing happened. Ha ha. Hee hee. Hoo hoo. Nothing happened. Last cannon time. Boom. On this guy. That's a hit. Oh boy. I don't think I ever looked up what his stat was. Give me a minute here. Thank you. No groups. 12. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need a 4 or higher to wound him. Oh, I wasn't in there. Hey, it was. It has a 5+ invuln save and a 4+ feel no pain. So starting with the invuln, the demonic invuln. The 5+ feel no pain. Chaos-based brain armor. You know what? That looks like a 4 to me. That looked like a 4. Yeah, I saw a 4. I see a 4. On a 5 or higher, he's fine. Okay, so that is 2 health points knocked off. It only has 4. It has 2 health points remaining. Two wounds remaining. There we go. It's the word bearer's turn 1, or activation 1. I'm gonna go with him, them, that, and that. All 3 on this corner. Yes. I'll see you after they are done activating, and prayers and all that. As you can clearly see, a lot of things happened. The warlord used a battle hymn of endurance and speed to allow him to get an extra 6 inches to his charge, which, if he didn't, would have stopped him here. So he charged into the infantry squad here, while the tactical little 4-man squad of Marines ran here, jumped basically with a standard Astartes movement, plus the extra 3 inches to make it across the jump, and then the 6-inch slow boy here got an extra 3 inches to move. The extra movement speed is helping incredibly. It makes me feel like I'm playing Eldar instead, actually. Anyways, I'm going to be spending 6 command points here before the game even starts to shoot twice. He already has the Slaneshi banner, so he's going to shoot a 3rd time. So that's 3 rockets again coming from him. That is 12 shots from that thing, shooting twice, so 24. All the way over here. Yeah. And then this one's going to shoot into the Contemptor. But first, combat. I'll do all the Overwatch firing because that is a lot of bullets that it's going to be going out, and I'll be spending command points as well. Not as many, but still a lot. So I'll see you after the shooting is done. Plus, these are grav guns, so they ignore any invuln saves, demonic or otherwise. So we'll see how long this Lord can survive. We'll be right back. Wow. He's unstoppable. So, all the grav guns shot. That's 2 shots each. They did nothing. All the bolters, except for him reloading, he used hell shells that are normally against... it's hellfire shell, basically. He was part of the kill team, which is why he's a tactical little boy, as opposed to all the other ones. Even has a forward grip. Look at that. Anyways, so he decided to use the hell bolter shells, and on top of that, I spent another couple command points, so that way all the bolters can fire twice. So he fired 4 shots. 2 regular, 2 extra for shooting again. And everyone else that is holding a bolter shot twice. The bolter only had 2 shots. Everyone else had 4. They all hit. They all wounded. His invuln save of 4 saved half of that. The feel no pain for being demonically inclined. Saved all of that, except for 2. And for those last 2, one was a 1, and so was the other. Man, Tzeentch is really helping us out in this battle. Looking down on us from up there, aren't they? So, I'm not going to use the Thunder Hammer. I don't need to. I'm just going to use the sword. So let's see if I actually can use the sword. I cannot for the rest of the game. The sword is just there as decoration. I didn't bring any cinch dice this time. That sword would have been really good too. Oh well. Let us go on with combat. I'll roll the dice and then we'll allocate things from there. Alrighty, so these 3 towers right here, well, that's most of the squad. The sergeant's over here. Those are his attacks. I'll pile in later. Because that's what you're supposed to do when you enter into combat after you make base-to-base contact. So the Chaos Lord himself has 9 attacks. He gets to go first. Reroll the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 extra attacks. So these all hit. Now for the regular Space Marines. Hitting on 3s, that was a dropped dice. That doesn't count even if it's in the bowl. But surprisingly, this is actually from my work. This was for free. This was supposed to be a mini lunch pail bag thing for fruit. It had a little container that had the logo of the company and a fork. It's funny. It's supposed to be for fruit, but I'm using it for dice. Fruitful, isn't it? Anyways, hitting on 3s. Ignore the plane. There's an airport nearby. No, wait. That's actually part of the game. They're flying around. Yes, yes. So those hit. That's 4 misses so far. Let me just throw those over there. Yes, yes. Next up. That fell. I'll grab another one. 3s again. So all these hit. It's a lot of hits on our guy there, but they're probably not going to do much. Oof. 2s and 3s again. 1s and 2s, those fail. All these hit. So we have this many attacks so far versus this many. And now for the most lethal, which is the Power Fist, which might actually be able to do something against this Lord. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it would need 3s to wound him, so... I'm hitting on 4s. Oh, that's 1. That's 1. Now for the fun part. Sorry about that. That's the hovering actually showing right there on the camera, which is not cool. So move this out of the way so we can start combat. We might actually have to end the game soon. I'm running out of battery. Or just take a quick little break to eat. Whatever. I'm at home. Doesn't matter. Up to me. I'm recording. Alrighty, so going into combat. Being blocked. Going in. Being blocked. Going in. Being blocked. Going in. Block. In. Block. Going in. Block. Going in. Well, the rest of this is going into combat, so that is how melee combat works. I'm only going to show this the first time around, only because I want everyone to know how this works for this as well. So, now we wound. It's a cursed thunderhammer, so it's anything but 1s, basically. Fail. Six wounds went through. Armor. Oh. 3 dead. 3 are dead so far, so... Ow. Ow. And ow. So that is, yeah, there they are. Now time to roll this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I need 6 as the wound. I'll roll all these later. Alright, so only 4 made it through for the combat knives. And 1 power fist, because that's the only one that's actually able to do any damage. So here we go. 4 plus invuln save. 2. 4 plus feel no pain. 1. Armor. 1 save, 1 fail. It was the power fist that actually went through and took out 1 health point. He only has 1 remaining now. Yeah, this right here. Yes, sir. 1 wound remaining. There's only 250 points so far. He's already made up half of his points alone in this 1 combat. And soaking up a lot of firepower from different units. So we'll do 1 more round of combat where the Imperial Fists lead, and then we'll see how the game goes. I'll come back to you after that is done, because that is a lot of recording dice, and I don't want to be constantly changing hands with the camera. So I'll be right back after all that rolling is done. So at the end of combat, the Lord has been taken down. The Power Fist actually failed everything in the second bout of combat. It was all up to the combat knives. But because he's a demonic possessed, on a d6 roll of 2 to 5, he returns back into my army and reserves and can teleport onto the table via deep strike or outflank at any point in time after the next game turn. On a 1, he is forever dead. On a 6, he is transcended into a demon prince. He returns back into my reserves, alive and well, with full health, as if never touched by mortals at all. They ran. They're shooting next. We'll be right back after the shooting phase for those 2 is done. Shooting's done. Notice anything different? The tactical squad's down to last 3, and the Predator is... It exploded. That's why a lot of them died, too. Plus, a beefy boy over here shot them to smithereens. And a good number of them tried to fire back into this squad, thinking, you know what, I could probably take one of them down off the point.
They're still all on the point, if you couldn't tell. Nothing happened.
So, I have a strong suspicion that Chaos might win this game. But we'll see, because now it's the Imperial Fist turn. With, what few units we have left. And then the next game turn, if we don't do enough, the Chaos Lord will return. Yeah. Not good. Imperial Fist. Let's go. So for the Imperial Fist turn, all I had was the Apothecary run up. And brought back the Voxcaster guy because I have plans. I have very special plans So there's only 4 units left that could be activated on the Chaos side. So, I'll figure out what I'm going to do from here on. Let's go with this guy up here. He's going to do a fire order and try to wipe this squad out and the apothecary. That's what I'm going to do. We'll see you after the firing is done with the autocannon. I did, during my rolls, curse the apothecary for not being there in time the first few rolls I made, but he saved all 4 of them. He saved everyone from all those shots. It has 8 shots that it fires twice, and then I paid another 3 command points thanks to the Slaneshi keyword to fire again. And because they're undivided, every hit roll of 5 or higher was an extra shot, so that gave them an extra 10 shots on top of all of that. So it was just a rain of bullets coming down onto these poor Imperial fists behind cover. And the apothecary saved all of them. Good job, Apache. Now we move on to Imperial fists again. Probably gonna do something with his bike or Warlord, who hasn't really done much yet. But I think there's something else funny that I want to do with this beacon right here. Something very, very funny. And if you know me, I like to do things for the funny. Boop. Plunk. Plow. Boom. Plop. And bada boom. We're doing the funny. Sound the alarm. The cavalry has arrived. And they're here to smite, or try to fight everything in this corner. I'll be opening fire with everything. So I'll be right back after the shooting is done. Shooting is done. 1 Marine overcharged, a little too eager to get out of the drop pod and start firing immediately into the enemy. Havoc is gone. And the Obliterator down here is down to 1 wound from all the firepower from this unit. And the drop pod. Because the drop pod, if you didn't know, has a storm bolter in there. There's still 1 more Havoc right here. So, depending on how things go with these 3, we might not see this squad anymore. So, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to brace this one to fire soon. And this one's going to try to meander his way over, just to start shooting at them to get rid of them. This one's going to shoot as well, and then this one is going to run out this way to join the posse and try to take out the Warlord to make his Lord have an easier fight ahead of him. But let's start with the Terminator first. I'll see you after the movement is done. So, I did all the shooting so far. 3 went through. Armor. 2 die. Oh. Now we go over here. He's going to activate 2 other units, starting with the bike and the tactical squad. They can only do that because the Voxcaster allows them to. Chaplain moved up. He's going to fire from this window to here. They moved through cover around to here. So they're still within range of the apothecary to get the benefit from that. This one crashed through the window, landed, skirted a little bit, turned, and is now facing the point. All we need to do is take those 4 off the point, and we have a chance of claiming this game. Otherwise, they will have a 5-point advantage over us. And their warlord will return in the next game turn. So let's try to wreak as much carnage as we can before everything goes down. Yeah. Hopefully those 4 plasma guns could stay alive long enough so that way they could do more damage over here. Because that's a really good distraction. Really good distraction. Alright, so let's get on with the shooting. Be right back. Alright, so after shooting from all 3 units, the chaplain, the tactical squad, and the Devastator bike squad, they're only able to take down 1 Marine. Now we go to the Hellforge Contemptor Dreadnought to, you know what, let's shoot at the drop pod with its plasma cannon, the ectoplasma cannon, and then the fist Stormbolter is going to go into the boys. Alright, see you after shooting's done. So after shooting with the plasma cannon twice and the fist-mounted Stormbolter twice, the drop pod is no longer operational. And I think 2 more Marines got killed. What unit? We have the Contemptor Dreadnought and the Champion left on both teams. So I'll have both go and see what happens next. The Champion could go into combat over here, tying them up and probably killing all of them, making this side free, or could go over here and try to contest the point as well by taking down this, but soaking up a lot of overwatch by trying to charge. And then the Contemptor could leave that spot and charge into this squad here. He has the movement. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do instead, yeah. He's going to charge and make it here. So that's what's going to happen. That one's going to... Oh boy, but it's our turn first, so we're going to go in, then he's going to come in, and then we're going to tie up on here. Alright, let's start with the Contemptor first. Let's go! Combat finished. Let's just say those 3 did not stand a chance against the Dreadnought. It literally just pulverized them with each hit. You just imagine that that's one of their skulls on the base. It's all up to the Champion now. You know what? All he would need to do is fire. Wait, he's not within range for his pistol. He can shoot the bike. He can advance and then shoot. Because they do have a demon shell stratagem. I'm going to do that. He's going to advance and fire a demon shell stratagem to do the maximum amount of damage. I don't know how he's going to do that, but he's going to get that somehow. He's going to roll a 3 for the D3 somehow. Somehow. Yeah. Let's do this. The armor is contempt. It's a contemptor dreadnought. Of course he is. Now we move on to game turn 3. Imperial Fist with 5-point lead. 2 points. 2 points. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which is why I left him there. With a 5-point lead, we'll go to turn 3. Alright, so after cleaning up the board a little bit, moving around some dice, and removing some other dice, he's coming in this game turn some point in time anywhere. Who knows when or where. For first, we need to do the roll off to see who goes first. Imperial Fist, one of the last ones, so let's go. They got a 5. And the word bearers got a 3. Imperial Fist, go again. Now, for the airstrikes. They got 1 last time, but it fell back, so now they have 2. Both come in. Oh boy. And the first one is an attack aircraft. Next one, another attack aircraft. Fist, what do you get? Something comes in. Fighter bomber. We get a bomber? Ooh. And since the fists get to go first, let me get my templates out. Normally, I like to try to go for both units, which you can. So that is going to be both of them getting hit at the same time, which is frickin' sweet, Lois. It's D3 shots though, so let's see how many shots come in. 2 bombs land. So 1, 2, boom, boom, both here. Fuck, whatever. Hitting on 4s. Let's go. Both hit. Yes. Yes. It's only pen 4 though, so it's gonna have a hard time going through both of them. So I'm gonna roll both for the Terminator first. Who looks like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm gonna need a 6 to wound him. Ah! I'm also gonna need another 6, at least once, to wound the dreadnought. Ah, I saw that! I saw you! I could spend a command point for both of them. They go down to 9. Let's do it. Hey! The Terminator got hit. Oh no. Five plus full, no pain. Ah! The train horn is my enemy. Alright, so I rolled already. So this is how many shots the fighters get to shoot the guys in the back for chaos. Hitting on 4s. I know, we made a little smiley face. 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 3s to wound them. All but 1. So that's exactly 6. Armor! Yes! No! Whoa! Yes! Uh-oh. So that is 2 more dead. So, Bolter in the back, and then Relic Armor Boy in the front. Also dies. Oh. I could shoot again. But then this squad is only 4. But they have the apothecary, so they'll survive. But they're also on the point, or near the point. Could try to shoot the bike. Let's shoot the bike. Hitting on 4s. Four hit. Whoa. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5's the wound. 2 go through. And their armor saves them. They're fine. So, now we go to Imperial Fist, turn 1. Chaplain, my chaplain, is gonna run forward and join the rest of his team. I'm gonna activate the apothecary and the dreadnought along with them. I'm sorry, boys, but you're gonna have to hold out a little bit longer, because we're gonna tear apart some heretics. Alright, we're playing a very dangerous game now. We left both back points open. And we're gonna try and fire this guy. 1 round of shooting up here, another round of shooting over here. And then the storm bolters from him, and his bolt pistol are going to go all into the champion. All right, let's see how things go. Change of plans. I decided to use the autocannon on this, because I can hit the side armor. And if you didn't know, if you shoot the side armor, you get +1 to the wound roll on vehicles, dreadnoughts, and any other type of vehicle. That one doesn't count because it's only one side. So, yeah. And when the doors are open, it treats it as if you're shooting the back. So that's +3. That's why it died immediately. Yep. My hubris. Oh well. So with that change of plan, I already rolled. This is how many wounds went through. Oh, good stuff. Once again, it came right down to the bare wire. 2 failed. It's dead. Sadly, it wasn't the 6 last. It was 6, then 4. So it does not explode. Yippee. But that's a dreadnought down. And something off the point. So all the bolters could not wound the champion at all. Nothing hurt him. He's fine. Still though, no one's on the back points, and that one's gone. All that's left is that one with 1 point of health, a Havoc, 1 Terminator, and a character who could come in right now. He could just walk up from the table edge onto the point, but he would have to stand there for the rest of the game, or try and contest this one, and risk Overwatch from everything that's on the point. Even if this one tries to shoot, or any one of these try to shoot over here, there's not much they could really do, because there's still more firepower from over here. And the chaplain could still make a rush for combat here, and then fight over there and try to fight his way over here while everything else still shoots. So I'm not 100% sure if I want to continue playing, because we're really running down to the wire where it's just, if this one can pull off a whole bunch of shots, it has 12. Don't get me wrong. It has 12 shots. That has a possibility of destroying them or this thing with only one wound. But again, the chaplain's right there. A whole squad of Marines is slowly being reformed thanks to this guy. These guys are still standing, and this one doesn't have enough firepower to go into them. And the Havoc right here could do that, but that's sacrificing a whole turn of shooting to go over here. So in essence, I'm going to do a dice roll. On a 5 or higher, I continue the game for the Wood Bearers. And that is that. The Lord of Chaos decided that this was no longer worth the effort and left the battlefield, leaving all the cultists and last few remaining loyal to his cause Chaos Space Marines on the battlefield. And that is how the game ends. In the comment section, tell me what you thought about this battle report, and if you're fine with this type of style, or you want me to refine this a little bit more, fine-tune it, and change it a few things around. Maybe add some cinematics in the front, because I want to do more of these, because these are fun, especially with this whole system. The back and forth, the rules and all that actually rewards you for playing. I like it. And if you want to try it yourself, you can. For free. Everything is in the Patreon. Or if it's not yet, it will be. Probably by the time you see this, in like a week or two, more stuff will be added from that, because I am currently working on a lot of books. D&D stuff that I will be sharing sometime soon. And a couple other things. But mostly missions for 40k. This YouTube channel is going to be mostly dedicated to Warhammer and Heresy, and wargaming in general. So if you're a fan of that, stay tuned and stick around for more. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, have yourselves a good day, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're watching or listening to this. And I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, before I leave, I want to say thank you to ongoing Patreon support members of the channel. If you want to be a Patreon support member of the channel, you can in the link in the description down below. It is 100% optional and 100% up to you. If you want to hear more of the audiobook stuff in MP3 format, they will be there. A very good person saved all of the old videos from the last channel and put them on there. And I'm going to be continuing that work. So that way you can download the MP3 file for yourselves and just continue the story on your own. And if you want to drop a coin to me, you can. Alrighty. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.